Hey guys, it's Chef Brittany. I'm back at home during quarantine and wanted to show you kind of what me and my husband like to have a little date night. Since we can't go out and about, go out to dinner, we kind of make our own up at home. One of my favorite things to do is just kind of create our own little charcuterie board. I love to have cheeses, some different skewers, crostinis. You can pair anything together and make an amazing charcuterie board. So I usually like to start with about 5 cheeses. A few of the ones that I've grabbed today is dill Havarti. Dill Havarti is one of my top 5 favorite cheeses. So any charcuterie board you see me make, it'll definitely have that on there. We grabbed an Italian cheddar. The Collier, which is a Welsh cheddar. This one is another one of my favorites. It definitely has that like little crystallization of the cheeses in there. And it has that nice pungency. It is a strong cheese, but again, very delicious. A Brie, which I always like to pair with something sweet. This one I actually have a fig orange spread, so I'll show you kind of how I put that together. And then this one I grabbed for my husband, which is a ghost pepper jack cheese. I like spice, but we'll see. I haven't actually tasted this one yet, so we'll see how spicy it actually is, but anything with ghost pepper kind of scares me a little bit. But he absolutely loves spice, so I threw that one in there today as well. So when I start building my charcuterie board, I always have cheese, meats, some dried nuts, dried fruit, something like that, some fresh fruit, and then like I said, a skewer or a little crostini or something along those lines. So I found this lemon feta antipasti in the deli, and I love feta and I love lemon, so I was like, hey, let's give it a try. And we have these little bruschettinis. They are fabulous. I could probably eat this whole bag myself, but and if you've seen a few of my videos before, I've used these in different applications. Absolutely love them. So this is the rosemary and olive oil, so I thought we would take these and then just top them with a little bit of the antipasti. So I'm going to kind of get started and just building it, and as we go, I'll kind of explain what I'm doing. So again, this is a lot of cheese and a lot of meat, and we're not going to eat all of it in one sitting. So that's why use some of it, have a few date nights, or even just during the day while you're at home, cut up a little bit of cheese for snacking. That's the nice part with cheese, is it doesn't go bad fast, so you can use it in different times and things like that. Because again, you're not going to eat all of this in one sitting. So during quarantine, it's been of course hard. We haven't been able to get out and about, go to some of our favorite restaurants and things like that. So we have a 9-month-old daughter, so when she goes to sleep, kind of bring out the charcuterie board and have a glass of wine. Well, I have wine. My husband has beer. He's not a big wine drinker, but and just catch up on our favorite shows, hang out, and just have some time together. It's definitely hard during quarantine. So as you can see, I'm not cutting up a bunch of the cheese, and I can always come back and add more later on once we kind of start munching. And I kind of place it throughout the board because then I'm going to fill kind of all my other spots with some of the other goodies that I have. So our delis have amazing selections of different cheeses. And again, pick your favorites. There's different blue cheeses, which I love blue cheese, so we definitely have that sometimes. And every time me and my husband do this, we always try to grab one cheese that we haven't tried before to try something different. So this is that ghost pepper one. I'm going to set that down there so I remember. So with the Brie, I always cut it in little kind of sections. I love Brie, one of my favorites. And then I'm going to put this kind of at the bottom of my charcuterie board. So then this is a fig and orange spread. It is absolutely delicious, very sweet, but it pairs so well with the Brie. So I just kind of take this and just put a little bit across the Brie. It helps mild it down a little bit, but you get that fig, and oh my goodness, it's so good. So that's one of the applications I use for this. It's delicious. I highly recommend you guys try this one out. So then the bruschettinis, I'm going to make the little antipasti crostinis with those. So all these little broken ones, that's free game to snack on during your building process. Oh, I just smell the rosemary in these. They're so good. So in this, there's feta, some green olives, different spices, and things like that. So I thought it would be a nice contrast in there just for some different flavors. And then I'm just going to kind of top these on my board. I'm an olive fan though, and our olive bars have some amazing options as well that you can add into this. Alright, there's that. So I have that on there, make it a little pretty. Okay, so then meats. I have a peppered salami, there's regulars, and you could add turkey, ham. I mean, your options are endless on this. I like the little bit of kick that the peppered salami gives, so I'm going to add kind of a little bit of that. And this meat is fabulous. Of course, you could do Genoa, capicola, any of those. And then I just have some turkey sticks. These were in my pantry and I needed to use them, so I thought, hey, why not? So I'm just going to kind of put those in bite-sized pieces. Add a little section for those. Alrighty. So then the last thing that I'm going to make here is a little tomato, basil, and mozzarella crostini. So all I have is some mozzarella balls, fresh basil, and cherry tomatoes. So I have just plucked the leaves off of the basil. Smells so good. Does everybody else love basil as much as I do? But I can't grow it for the life of me. I can't grow anything. Green thumb is not my thing. But all I do is I have skewers here. I put a tomato, or a mozzarella, a tomato, and then a little leaf of basil. And that it's just going to add a little freshness to our date night charcuterie board. And then all I'm going to do then is just kind of do a little bit of salt and pepper on them. Kind of freshen them up. You could add balsamic vinegar if you like that. You could add anything. And you can add meat to these if you wanted and do an antipasto skewer. I like on my antipasto skewers to take like the Rana cheese tortellinis and add those on there. And then on the olive bar, there are peppadews. It's a little bit of a spicy sweet pepper. Those are really great to add on a skewer. So as you can see, our charcuterie board is coming together. And then we're just going to finish it with the last few minute touches. Alright, so that is good to start on that. So then some of my add-ins that I like to do is, of course, I have to have some kind of chocolate. So these are just chocolate peanuts. You could do dark chocolate, regular, anything like that, but I have to have a little bit of chocolate on my board. Okay, and then I have some almonds, which we just had in the pantry. Whatever kind of nuts, mixed nuts, things like that that you have. Feel free to kind of put those in. Just add that little bit of crunch. Okay, and then I have some dried apricots. And the sweetness of those kind of pairs well with the cheese. And I just kind of place those around. Dress it up a little bit, make it pretty. It's date night. And then again, I said I put a little bit of salt, just a little bit of fresh cracked pepper on my tomato basil mozzarella crostinis. And there you have it. So I'm just going to take this to the couch, bottle of wine, and catch up on our favorite shows after the baby goes to bed. So I hope this helps you guys on quarantine date night. And again, play around, try different cheeses. And thank you for joining me in my kitchen again today. Have a great day, guys.